Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Josh.
And I'm Erin.
And today we're back with another totally blind head-to-head where we react to the pours and the prices before we find out what we're sipping.
If it's an available whiskey, is it worth the money?
If it's hard to find, is it worth the hype and the hunt?
Stay tuned to find out. Welcome to the channel, bringing a real-world perspective to the real-world whiskey consumer.
In these head-to-head videos, we randomly select one of the matchups from our blind sample pool to taste totally blind so that you get our most honest, unbiased opinions possible. You'll see what we think about each of the pours separate and apart from any labels or hype. We'll tell you how we think they compare, and in the end, we'll give them what we call a real-world score, which is based on the price, the availability, whether we would buy it again or not, and of course on the blind tasting itself.
So if that sounds like something you're into, be sure to give this video a like, and if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos.
Absolutely. Hit the bell while you're down there so that you know when we're releasing videos and when we're doing our monthly live streams. After you hit the bell, go ahead and check out the video description for a link to our Patreon. Over there, that's our community element and the interactive element of the channel. So if you like blind tastings like this, then you can get plugged in on some virtual blind flight nights that we do with our Patreon community, all kinds of sample swaps and giveaways going down over there. We also do 2 additional videos every week, and that's our community element where you can get in on our Discord server.
There's also a link to our merch store down in the video description. You can if you want to wear Josh's shirt, just check it out at stuffandwhiskey.com.
All right, let's run the randomizer and see what we're tasting.
9.
So that's these. Cool. We'll get these poured and be back with our first impressions on both of these pours. Let's get into glass 1 on the nose.
Okay, I have an initial thought on the nose.
Okay.
This smells like a commercial cleaning company.
Okay, maybe the astringency?
Maybe. I don't know.
I get a little astringency, but I'm getting like this kind of like banana, cherry, vanilla.
Yeah. I might need to taste it and then smell it again as like that's kind of my thing is I need to taste it and then the smell opens up.
Yeah, I'm going down banana split road on this on the nose.
All right.
Let's get into the palate.
Okay. Wow, this is quite enjoyable.
Yeah, this is really good. It's nice.
I feel like this has everything I want. It has flavor, but it's not offensive. It has like oomph, but it doesn't beat me up.
Yeah.
It's got some sweetness, but it's not too sweet. Like it's I really like that first sip.
Yeah. It's bright, it's sweet, all the nose notes carry over to the palate.
Yeah.
If anything, it might lean a little bit more towards the cherry side of the equation. Like there's a little bit like tart cherryness in there.
Yeah.
So let's get into sip number 2 and see what we're working with.
So on the second sip, I'm getting a little more on the oak. Like I'm getting a little more what I would call popsicle stick kind of flavor. And I've learned that when I get that, that means oak. I see you on your cherry. I will meet you on your cherry. But everything else I said still reigns true. Like it's soft but flavorful and it's good.
Yeah, it's weirdly soft but also bright.
Yeah.
Like the bright, it almost seems like there's a juxtaposition there.
It's
like
soft yet punchy.
Yeah.
Bright yet flavorful.
Yeah.
It's like
And I can, in my mind, I can see a popsicle stick with a lot of like the cherry popsicle juice still on it.
Yeah.
Maybe even a little grape as well. But much more on the cherry side of the equation. Really good pour overall.
Yeah.
Let's get into glass 2 and see how it compares on the nose.
It smells sweet, but way more astringent, I feel like, than glass 1.
Really? I was going to quote you and say mama likey. This is like a nice combination of like fruit and oak and barrel char. There's like a really beautiful balance between all those things happening on the nose on glass 2.
Interesting.
Let's get into the palate and see what we're working with.
So I'm getting cherry pie. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's like
It makes sense.
I'm getting cherry. I'm getting a little like crust, like carbohydrate. I don't know. There's like a breadiness too.
Yeah.
Like it's like cherry pie, but kind of not super sweet. It's like a tart cherry pie.
A tart cherry pie, yeah. You took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah.
And the first 70% of that was fantastic. Like a really good quality. I don't mean like I don't mean to be hyperbolic, like it's not a $200 bottle or anything like that, but like it's a really good pour for what seems to be a fairly middle of the road bourbon. But then the last 30% got real tart and a little sour.
A tart.
Let me get back in. Let's go in for sip number 2 and see what we're working with.
Yeah, I think everything I said, cherry, pie, tart. It's like a cherry tart.
Yeah.
I would say more of a cherry tart than a cherry pie.
Yeah.
Pie is a little more sweet. Tart is a little more tart.
And it has the caramel drizzle over the top of it as well. But
I don't get that, but if you want to, that's fine.
I think, I mean, some of the breadiness, almost like you could substitute the caramel for like a little bit of a burnt crust right around the edge.
Okay.
Like there's a little bit of darkness there that's playing into the equation. But yeah, that time, that 70-30 split between like really sweet and good and then switching over to tart, that blended the lines a little bit on the second sip. So these are going to be really interesting to spend some more time with. We're going to do that right now. After spending some time with both of these pours, what do you think? Let's start with glass 1.
So for me, glass 1 was solid. It gets a thumbs up on nose, a thumbs up on flavor, and thumbs up on experience.
For me, I really went into the pie territory with both of these pours.
Yeah.
And I started to go apple pie on glass 1.
Oh.
So I said it was like a chocolatey apple pie with some extra vanilla extract. So I gave it thumbs up on the nose, thumbs up on the flavor, thumbs up on the experience.
Okay.
However, revisiting it just now, right before we hit record on this next segment, I'm getting a little bit more banana bread on it.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
I'm not going to disagree with your scores, but I am going to disagree with the apple pie situation because I am an avid apple pie.
Like apple pie and cinnamon?
Eater. Let's be honest. How many apple pies have you eaten?
So, okay, not many apple pies, but apple crisp.
Different.
Apple crisp.
Different.
Apple crisp then.
Okay.
Apple crisp versus cherry pie. With that said, let's transition into glass 2. Where do you add the cherry pie? So
for me, honestly, I don't know if it's just because I'm feeling generous, but glass 2 gets 2 thumbs up on the nose for me.
Yowza.
I loved it. It smelled like oak, but not new oak, not like popsicle stick, but like log cabin, but also like honey. And
a lot of honey on glass 2.
I really liked it. So 2 thumbs up on the nose. It gets 1 thumb up on flavor, and then overall experience, I gave it 2 thumbs up.
Whoa.
I think I'm just feeling really nice right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, glass 2 gets a thumbs up on the nose, thumbs up on the flavor, thumbs up on the experience. Whereas glass 1 was like an apple pie with extra cinnamon and vanilla extract. Glass 2 came across with
apple crisp, you said.
Apple crisp.
Not apple pie. Not apple pie.
Splitting hairs. Glass 2.
Not splitting hairs.
Glass 2 is more cherry pie. And I wrote with the crust, and I put the crust in all caps. But really what that came across as is like a little bit of like a buttery honey, a buttery honey note.
Butter and honey.
And I did say that the experience on glass 2 was very syrupy and rich and lasting.
Yes.
But maybe a bit medicinal. Like I think the cherry that's in there it might lean into the cough syrup range for some people. If you're sensitive to that, please be aware of that. But overall, I think these are both really good, solid pours.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to find out what they are. We're going to find out price first and then what we've been drinking.
Yep.
So, glass number 1 is number 45 in our key.
Okay. 45.
I would say that both of these come across like $30 to $50, good, solid quality bourbons. What are you laughing about? Number 45.
Definitely not $30. It's $90.
Wow. Okay. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. What's number 46 in our key? Glass number 2.
Also not $35, but it's a little better at $65.
Okay. Well, you preferred glass number 2.
I did.
So you're happy with that?
Yes.
I preferred, if I had to pick, glass number 1, but they're both really good. So.
Okay. So
right, let's find out what they are.
Before I find out what they are, they're both about the same proof. Glass number 1 is 111 proof. Glass number 2 is 111.4 proof.
That checks out.
So about the same.
Yeah, it checks out. Glass number 1, number 45.
Blue Run High Rye Bourbon.
That's a $90 bottle.
Yeah.
$100 bottle.
That's what it said, $90.
Yowza. Okay. Glass number 40 or number 46 in our key. Glass number 2.
Belle Meade Reserve Cask Strength.
Wow.
Which doesn't Belle Meade not like exist anymore as a...
We're in Tennessee, so it does. They do have it, but now it's switched over to Nelson Brothers Reserve.
So
and it's pretty comparable, to be honest with you.
I was going to say, is the name the only thing that changed, or does the actual formulation change?
There's a lot of speculation. I've heard everything from the fact that they're still sourcing the same MGP stuff. They just wanted their label on it. I've heard they're mixing in their own distillate with the MGP stuff.
Okay.
I've heard they're mixing in MGP and Barton sourced stuff.
So we honestly don't know what the situation is.
We don't know for sure. What I can tell you is that this is not far off from the Belle Meade Reserve or the Nelson Brothers Reserve. So it's in that same wheelhouse.
Okay.
Blue Run, High Rye Bourbon.
That's from Memphis, right?
No, Blue Run is, I don't know where Blue Run's from. They're from marketing hell. Like they market all their stuff through the roof.
Blue Note is from
Blue
Memphis.
Note's from Memphis, yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Blue Run is a marketing behemoth.
Okay.
Is that a word? That's a word.
Behemoth, yeah.
I don't know if I used it right or not, but it is a word.
It's like a big marketing giant.
They're a marketing juggernaut, and they do make good whiskey. Like, both of these were very good.
Yeah.
But if I have an option to pay $90 or $100 for this, or $65 for this, it's a pretty open and shut case for me.
I mean, yeah, for my scores, yes.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in a minute.
We say we are a real world channel because we care about things like the price and the availability of products and whether we would buy them again or not.
Yep.
That's voting with your dollar. That's important to us. So for us, the retail score is the price and availability, and the consumer score is whether we would buy it again or not. With that said, let's get into these two.
Okay.
Blue Run High Rye Bourbon, $90, $90 to $100. It actually is available in our market because of the price. Where are you at?
Honestly, I'm at just okay because that's
on retail.
On retail,
yeah.
Because that's a freaking lot of money.
It is. But for $90 or $100, would you buy it if you ran across one?
I'm not a hard pass, so I'm not going to give it a thumbs down, but I'm not a yes. I'm like a maybe, so I'm just okay.
Yeah. For me, same exact scores. Retail score, just okay. It's good quality product, but the price is very high.
Yeah.
Would I buy it again or not? I bought one bottle, but would I buy another bottle? I don't know. So just okay on the retail score for Blue Run High Rye Bourbon. Let's transition over to, this is Belle Meade Cask Strength. When we put this in our blind sample pool, Belle Meade had yet to be discontinued.
Yeah.
We just off camera tried the Nelson Brothers Reserve, so you can speak to that a little bit after the fact. But Belle Meade Reserve, how do you feel it stacks up? Where you at?
Okay. This is very unfortunate.
That it got discontinued
for me
from the time it went into our pool.
Yes, because I actually really liked it a lot, and we tried off camera, like Josh said, the Nelson Reserve, and it tastes good. It, to me, granted, I'm not a professional whiskey taster, but for me, it tasted younger. It didn't taste as
a little sharper. Yeah,
it tasted sharper. Yeah,
a little sharper, a little more nutty.
So specifically talking about the Belle Meade Cask Strength, because we probably can't get it, I'm giving it just okay.
On retail?
On retail. The price is good, but the availability is kind of sucky. But
well, it's out of market now.
I know, but I still want to give it just okay.
Yeah. Okay,
and however, consumer score, if I see it, honestly, I'm changing my consumer score. I had given it just okay, but let's pretend I'm in the store. I won't be in the store because Josh does our whiskey shopping. But let's just pretend in a perfect world I'm in a whiskey store and I see Belle Meade Reserve Cask Strength on the shelf. I'm gonna grab it, so it gets a thumbs up.
That's fair.
Yep.
For me, Belle Meade gets a thumbs up on the retail score. I think the price for what you're getting is pretty good, and the availability in our market's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Obviously, this is the cask strength version. It's been somewhat discontinued, or not somewhat, but it has been discontinued. But I do think the Nelson Brothers Reserve that's on market now is a fairly reasonable substitute if you don't try them exactly back to back.
Like I did.
I thought they were very similar when we tried them back to back.
When you try them back to back, they're not as similar as you think they are. But they're not that far off.
But would I buy it again or not? Thumbs up. If I run across a cask strength, I'll buy it. but I'm not going to buy multiples. It's not that good. I don't want to blow my budget on just buying a bunch of these. It's a good quality whiskey, nothing more, nothing less.
We get our real world scores by adding up the thumbs you see on the screen.
There are 10 possible points available, but this is not your everyday 10-point scoring system.
Nope. We score on a bell curve.
Yep. Most things fall in the middle in like that 4 to 6 point range. If you can get to a 5, that's a good quality pour.
Yep.
Like most 10-point scales don't even start till 5.
Yeah.
Ours is the full spectrum, and most things fall in the middle. 4 is pretty good for the money. 5 is solid for the money. 6 or above, you're starting to get pretty exceptional, to be honest. So let's start with glass 1. Where are you at on a real world score?
So for me, the Blue Run High Rye Bourbon gets a 4 out of 10. Which was it's in that midpoint range. It's solid. It's a good value for the money. Yeah.
For me, Blue Run High Rye Bourbon, at least the spring batch of 2022, gets a 4 out of 10. We're the same.
Wow.
Yeah. I feel like the availability in our market, honestly, it's probably more available because the price is high. Yeah. Like if the price were cheaper, it probably would be less available because people would snatch it up.
Yeah.
But it sits on shelves around here.
Yeah, I don't love the price point. Yeah. If I'm honest with it, I don't love the price.
I'd rather it be $90 or $100 and gettable than like $70 and everybody's chasing after it.
Unattainable,
Yeah. So with that said, let's transition into glass 2, Belle Meade.
Okay.
And this kind of spills over, but like, at least to me, it spills over to the Nelson Brothers. For you, you could not separate those two off camera. Let's get into it.
Okay.
Belle Meade Reserve, cask strength for this particular bottle.
Me specifically, the Belle Meade cask strength, because for you, it also encompasses the Nelson Brothers. It gets a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Which honestly kind of makes me sad because now this particular product is no longer on the market as far as, you know, whatever's left is being sold, and it's probably going to be gone pretty quickly.
Yeah. For me, it gets a 5 out of 10, squarely in the middle, really good, solid, quality product for the money. And I feel the same way about Nelson Brothers. I do prefer this to the Nelson Brothers Reserve that's coming out right now, but I'm not going to mark the Nelson Brothers down any from this. It's a good, solid thumbs up across the board. If
the Nelson Brothers, once they start getting some age on it, like this is the Nelson Brothers pour that Josh poured me because I personally needed to compare the two.
Yeah.
I think once they get age on it, it'll be fine.
These are both fairly quality products. So honestly, if you have the spare budget to buy either one of these, probably buy them once and just see what you think. Like, hopefully some of our notes and our flavor profile comments here can give you some direction on whether these would be up your alley or not.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you're not even going to know until you try it yourself. I don't think either one of them are a ripoff for what you're getting. You might be a little bit hurt by spending $90 or $100 on Blue Run if
you
it's
end up
not to your preference,
not liking it flavor-wise. Yeah.
So what I might recommend is buying a Belle Meade or a Nelson Brothers Reserve and seeing if you like that. And if you do really like that, then maybe consider picking up a Blue Run after that. Yeah. But you're not getting ripped off by either one of these products. They're pretty good whiskey for the money.
So I think that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yep. Be good to each other. And if you want to do some good, hit us up at the email address in the video description below at stuffandwhiskey@gmail.com. We have an upcoming charity fundraiser that we do for To Right Love on Her Arms, and it is an organization that provides hope and direct help for people who are dealing with mental health and addiction and all kinds of sorts of things. Check them out, see if it's a cause that speaks to your heart, and if it is, please send us an email. We do this all through GoFundMe so that the money goes straight from GoFundMe right into To Right Love's arms, as it were. Not to make a joke out of this.
I like it.
But it goes straight to them. We never touch the money, but we do need bottle donations to drive the charity fundraising efforts. Last year we raised $15,000, and this year we really hope to double that if we can. Yes. And we need your help. So if you want to be a part of that, then hit us up at stuffandwhiskey@gmail.com.
That's it for this week, guys.
Till next week.
Cheers.
Ready?
I guess.
With that vote of confidence, let's go.
Well, this one was difficult because...
Yeah. Let's get into it.
It just was.
Let's get into it.
Okay. Ooh. Hold up.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some pimpin' in it.
I turned it on.
You did it.
All you have to do is touch it. You don't have to press it up or anything.
Like click it?
You just touched it.
You taught me something. That's probably why I was filming before, and I shouldn't have been.
You just touch the thing. You don't have to click it. You don't have to like push it up.
That's what she said.
So you can just touch it.
How about them apples?
You don't have to like swipe up.
You learned me something today.
I know. I'm so helpful for
That's
you.
the benefits of being married to an older woman. She learns me things.
Aren't you glad you married me? You're welcome.
I feel like ordering pizza on head-to-head days should be a tradition.
It should be a tradition.
I mean, why would it not be? Can you think of any reason why it shouldn't be?
I cannot think of any reason.
Budget, general health, but who cares about those things when it comes to
Who
pizza?
cares about our health or our budget? That's it for this week, guys.
Till next week.
Cheers.
We did it, Cheesy Bread.
We did it.
We made it.
High five.
Wait, I'm still in the Domino's Pizza Tracker app.
Wait.
Stand by. High five.